welcome to SipHappens. I am your host, Damar, and this is going to be a show that is going to be about some interesting things today. And I have the pleasure of having a co host with me today, and it's a very special friend of mine. We are all academic colleagues together, and I will now ask her to introduce herself. She is indeed a scholar, someone who I look up to and admire and inspire to be. And I will now hand the mic over to her. She introduce herself. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I am a reader of all things, and I am very pleased to be here as well with my lovely animated voice. Okay, so just a little bit about me. I like poetry, words, writing short stories, and I have some awards for my poetry and performances. So anything to do with words and speeches, public speaking, I love all those kind of things, and that's why I'm so happy to be here.
And it's a pleasure. And I guess that's why we are, here with each other. That's why we're kind of close because we have pretty much the same interests, lit ties us all together. And that's what the show is about.
It's true.
It's a literature piece. Me using my literature skills to make a living or to be creative with it and not just pay so much money at UE where I am for nothing. Put things into practice. So Arija, again, thank you for coming through and, being part of
Me too.
such a production. um, so here on the show, we do lots of different things. We just don't come sit and discuss. So as you know, I try to educate here and there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share an interesting fact. I'm not too sure if you are aware, but we will see if you know things, right? We're going to see if you know things tonight or today because we are filming at the night time, which is ironic. Um, so here's the interesting fact. Did not know this, but did you know that grapes light on fire in the microwave?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that is. When I read it, I was like, huh? Like you would never assume. But however, in 2011, a physicist at the University of Sydney went viral after he placed a grape in the microwave and filmed the fiery aftermath. A March 2019 study published in Proceedings of the National
Wow.
Academy of Science reported that the fruity fireball occurs as a result of the loose electrons and ions that cluster to form plasma when grapes get hot. I would never assume, like, what would possess someone to go and put grapes in microwave? I guess persons are just inquisitive. That's just the inquisitive aspect of we as humans, Like, who would thought?
I think, yeah, I think that could be the only reason because it's not really to heat a grape for any purpose or anything like
Yeah,
that.
because like you don't defrost. Yes, wait, what's the word? Dethaw? I don't know, but defrost grapes. Do you just eat them cold or hot, right?
Exactly.
So I
So
mean,
for
like,
somebody to, that was probably an experiment just to see what would happen.
probably like what would happen? Like, legit, what would happen? And yeah, so that's that. I've never seen the video. I probably will put the video in the
Mhm.
link in the description when they put it up on YouTube and stuff, so that you guys can see because that's fascinating and I would have never assumed. So yeah, when you put grapes in the microwave, they come on fire. So don't do that, guys, please. Yeah, we just informing you of what not to put in the microwave, and grapes is one of those things. That's quite interesting. I wish you have something for us. What is it exactly? Because we are Barbadians. Oh, yes. Both of us are Barbadians, proud Barbadians, and we just need and filming this is the day after we celebrated our Independence Day, where we just became republic. So Arita is supporting her yellow. I don't feel that patriotic. I feel bad. I mean, I have some aspect of yellow, some aspect, but it's more orange.
Mhm.
But I
Mhm.
love where I'm from. So we are going to give Arita a chance to give us a Bajan word. What is the Bajan word?
Okay, the danger word of the day is blister blind.
Wow. Are you
Blister
serious?
blind. Yes, and it means to curse someone out. Bad, 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 or worse.
have, have you ever cursed someone out? Like, have you ever blister blind somebody?
I don't think to the point of blister blind, no. But curse
Hmm.
for sure.
But what would then drive you to like blister blind somebody?
Now the person will have to get you really, really angry. It have to
Yeah.
be something that will really upset you.
Hmm.
Especially if it's an embarrassing moment
Yeah.
that when
Pretty
you
much.
get disciplined, something that's just disrespectful. For
Yeah,
sure.
because you will hear a
Disrespect
lot of
is
it. Just say, man, you, I will blister blind you and cuss.
mhm.
Right? So that's where you
Yeah.
really, really, really know that that person is frustrated. Frustrated. So thanks for that little bit where that's so exciting and innovative. So I'm gonna ask the question and then I'm gonna ask you guys to like comment in the description below, like on my IG, Facebook and stuff. Um, what is special about these words? JOB, POLISH, polish, HERB, herb. What is special about these words? Job, polish, herb. And they're all in lowercase. What do you think though before? Because I'm not going to give the answer, but what do you think is so special about job, polish, and herb?
Job, polish, herb.
Yeah.
My mind is blank. I'm not even sure.
I'm going to tell you after we've done recording because it is
Mhm.
hilarious. It is hilarious. But
Okay.
yeah. Yep. Yep. But I don't want you guys to know beforehand. So before we do that, before we go on to what we are actually going to discuss, right now I have a little 30, like, because I'm filming too
Right.
fast. What's your favorite birdie
I
or
don't have a favorite
alcoholic
birdie.
beverage? Sorry.
All right. My favorite alcoholic beverage would have to be, oh, give us an absolute vodka.
So you like this strong stuff? Have you ever been drunk? Because like we don't really like want people to think that we're drunkards. We just want to have a little beverage as we talk about things that stress us in life. So have you ever been drunk?
Yeah. Yeah, I have been before and it was fun the same. Well, all the times is that like drinks free events. So
Mm-hmm.
nobody want to even give me nothing though.
Wow, I've been drunk twice. I've been drunk when I was 16, and my mother nearly killed me. And I was drunk again when I was in Jamaica, but that was almost to the point that I thought it was alcohol poisoned. I was actually lifted from the place in which I was drunk to my dorm room. It was embarrassing. I mixed
Wow.
Cocomania and Appleton together on an empty stomach, and I drank 4 small quart bottles of that, and it was I legit swore I mashed up my liver, so I had to apologize to my body because I was messed up. I was vomiting,
Oh
and I had an
gosh, you
8 o'clock
say
class the next day.
on an empty stomach.
Yes, I was, I was, I was messed up. I was messed right up. So never again. So just
Gotta
in
love yourself.
moderation, I would have a social beverage. ah, yeah. So alcohol and yeah, family no more. Just socially, no. Socially and for Maestro, SipHappens. So we are gonna play a game. I want to play a game with Irija, and it's going to be a
Mhm.
game of 21 questions. And then I
Okay.
guess you'll ask me the same questions. So I will, you know, if
Mhm.
you want to. So let's go. I will send you the question so that you can then return.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Do you like games though, by the way?
Yeah, I love a good game.
What is one Beijing game that you enjoy playing or know of or have played before?
Well, the games I liked when I was young was definitely pitching, marble,
Mm-hmm.
and
So you're like a
hopscotch and
tomboy.
cops and robbers, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed Sticky, those exciting games, hide and seek. What was the other one? Cops and robbers. I like that. I was never a marble person. I was never a marble person. I never saw the
Love
fun in
marbles.
pitching marbles in a circle. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
All right. What you could do, right? I want you copy and paste the questions and send me because if I leave, it can turn black.
okay, And we don't want that
Right.
because you're a beautiful
Yeah.
young lady.
Right.
You don't think so?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
I mean,
sure.
you laughed, so I was like, did I say something wrong?
Oh no, no, no. I guess it's never be expecting it. Eat too much on both playing man.
or is it okay? Sometimes we think because we're millennials we can get stuff work. I am so bad at operating a computer, and like, don't laugh. I'm so serious. Like, I have a Switch because I love games. I love to play
Mm-hmm.
like Xbox, um, the other
You play Pokemon
devices.
on the Switch?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
But there's a one called Justice. It's not. Why is it not copy and pasting? There's another one called League of Justice. It's not copy and pasting.
All right.
So yeah, so pretty much I play like Pokemon, but I play this game with my friend, Justice League something as an online game, and it's hard, and he's just be shouting at me for no reason because I just can't get the people control. But anyways, yeah, I really bad at technology as a millennial. So we are going to play our little game, and it's called 21 Questions. So the very first question is, what's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Feel you. Um, I dreamed that I was in like a Mission Impossible type situation, something very,
Mm-hmm.
very clandestine. And me and a couple of the people from school, there was people from secondary school, so we had a mission to do, and there was a lot of ammunition and guns and things. I mean, serious artillery. I didn't know if we succeed because sometimes you dream is cut off and you don't get to finish it. But that's the weirdest thing I ever dreamed. But I think what we get the mission do.
Okay, next question. If you could travel to any year in time in a time machine, what year would you choose and why?
I will go back to about 1990, I should say, because I would like to see when Michael Jackson was in his prime. The era fascinated by Michael, and I think that I didn't really appreciate him when he was still alive. But last night I was listening to him in the studio and I asked him to like pretend he begging a woman um while singing. When I tell you this is
Mm-hmm.
the most magical thing I ever heard. I can't find it. You know, I don't know
Oh
that part.
wow.
When I tell you this is the most magical thing I ever heard, it was beautiful. So I would like to go back to see his music and definitely go back to that.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
If I could change one thing about myself, what would I change? I guess it would change the. Hmm, that's a tough question. I really don't know. I think I was saying that I would change like my way of speaking, and but I can't
Mm-hmm.
change that. So I don't know if I should say that because a lot of people tell me that I sound real harsh when I speak. So I would change that like brusque,
Mm. That roughness.
the direct roughness. Yeah.
Okay. What's one of the most fun childhood memories you have?
I think watching the Boondocks when I was younger,
Watching what? Sorry?
especially when I was supposed to be watching it because the Boondocks.
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
Wow, is like this is a animation first of all, and it's
Mm-hmm.
about this black family. There's a grandpa Freeman and his two grandsons, Huey and Riley, and it's very political. It talks a lot about like freedom struggle and got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like African studies and history inside it. It's very
Uh,
informative, but in a fun way. It's
okay.
excellent to talk about the R. Kelly trail and stuff
Mm.
like that.
So one last question, and then I will ask myself the question and then answer. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
What's your favorite movie to watch over and over and over and over and over and over and over again?
I think my favorite movie is Juice,
Like
and this
Beetlejuice?
is from the 90s. No, it just named Juice. This is from the
Oh,
90s. It's about the juice is what juice means is power. So it was about these young
okay.
fellas trying to see who get the power and things that
Mm-hmm.
they could do for power. So they
Wow.
decide to rob a shop, but then it went awry the night because one of the other fellas wanted the juice so bad that he shoot the leader of his group. So then he got the juice and he was trying to kill everybody else in the team. At the end, he died though, but it was I love juice, and it gone
Okay.
two parts, so that'll make it much better.
Wow. Yeah. That's the Farmer X of what's her face? What's the name of her? She has red table talk.
Jada,
Jada
Jada
Pinkett
Pinkett.
Smith. Yes, love her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my turn. And because technology is not working with us, I'm just gonna ask myself the question as if I Rachel was the one asking. So Sip happens. That's the name of the podcast. We just leading by example, I guess. So the very first question I would have asked a reader was, "What's the weirdest dream you've ever had?" And the weirdest dream I've ever had was I dreamt that I was on the outside of like because I have a high back step like
Mm-hmm.
at home, and I was just falling and 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 falling and
Wow.
falling. Yeah, weird.
You
I
were
don't know why. I,
scared
I
when
don't
you
know
wake
why.
up?
Not really because no, not scared. I mean, I've been scared for other dreams, but that was just weird. Like, was it? It was like, what was the point of it? Why was me?
I
Why
feel
was I
you.
falling so
Mm-hmm.
long? Like when I'm able to hit rock bottom and just
Mm-hmm.
rack up into a million pieces, I was just continuously falling.
Mm.
If you could travel to any year in time in a time machine, what year would you choose and why? Um, I would travel back in the year, uh, gosh, 1966, to actually see
Specific.
Barbados's independence, to actually experience that, and yeah, because so that I can have a better appreciation of where we are now as a space, as a
Yes, so
Caribbean
I
space.
completely understand you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I would do. 1966, here I come. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? I've always been told I have a big nose. But I always tell people it's the more air I can breathe. So that's one thing I probably would change, or probably like my teeth. Like,
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
that's one thing. Yeah. What's one of the
Yeah,
most
that like me
fun
on my
travel?
eyebrows, but I didn't want to say eyebrows and sounds
Do you
weird.
have eyebrows though? Let me see. I can't see
Sorry.
them. Um, my favorite
Oh
childhood
no.
memory. What's my most favorite childhood memory? My most favorite childhood memory would be going to Colony Island, when it was here in Barbados. It was like down St. James. My friend from primary school took me. Her mom took us there, and it was like we saw like the people riding
Mm-hmm.
motorcycles in the circular thing and all the tricks and the what do you call the people that just jump from rope to rope and catch one and then flip and all of those things. Those people, man, those people that jump from one side, those people, the gymnasts,
Whoa, whoa,
very
whoa.
daring gymnasts. That was there. I actually get to see that. That was one
Sounds
of
a
my
lot of
most
fun.
favorite childhood. Yeah, it was fun, and I still remember up to this day. Um, what's your favorite movie to watch over and over again? Ooh, damn. None. What I do I have a particular movie? I don't necessarily rewatch movies a lot, but if I do have to rewatch anything, it would be like Bob's Burgers or Golden Girls.
I feel you.
Yeah,
Bob's Burgers. Mm.
Bob's Burgers. I can rewatch Bob's Burgers, but movie that I would rewatch. Oh, definitely I would rewatch Lucy. I have mad respect for Lucy. Like, oh my god, I respect it as a literature piece. Lucy. 12 Years a Slave. Anything historical, I would rewatch for sure. But yeah, those are the movies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that we've spoken about that, that leads us into our little next bit. Like what, like this, a little session I call What's Hot. What do you watch? Like, what are you watching? Like, what is the hot show that you think is a must watch, like on Netflix, that's coming out or has come out? for people to go and watch a show, movie, anything?
I can be honest with you right now. The only thing I really watch consistently on Netflix is Modern Family. But
Oh,
I don't really watch series as much. The last thing I started watching was Good Girls. I think it like is a
yeah,
must watch, but I like it. I
yeah.
like what the story going.
For me, it is dead to me. I must implore you. I beg you, please, dead to me. Go and watch it. Like all of you
I
listening,
will.
go and watch it. That's one of the hottest shows I think on Netflix for me. Any songs that you like? That I mean, Mama Rihanna, Bob Gary Ree have not fed us any music. So, but there are some other artists that I kind of dig in. For me, I have a very eclectic taste when it comes to music. Like,
Oh
what do
my
you think
gosh.
you're listening to? Yeah, I listen to everything, everything.
Well, as of recent, I tap into the Summer Walker album. There's a
Mm-hmm,
particular song that just touching me on levels. No love featuring Scissor. I play every day.
mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a very good artist. For me, I love Stromae Sante. He's a French artist. He's not only an
Ooh.
art, yeah, he's not only a French artist, but what he does with his music, he speaks on social issues. So the particular song that because he was away for a period of time, he was like Adele. He went away on hiatus because um, he suffers from nerves, like he's get really nervous and anxiety attacks. So he don't really like performing and like talking to people. But his music is
Oh,
it affects the social landscape. So he sings about cancer, he sings about being all these things. But this particular song is pretty much paying homage to those persons that are not given the chance to have a spotlight shone on them, shine on them. I'm a linguist, and sometimes for me I just forget like words, right? But he's just giving them the opportunity to come to the forefront, like the fishermen, the people that just work in the cafeterias and the fast food restaurants, actually celebrating the underdogs within the community. So like
that's
he
beautiful.
makes brilliant music, but music that speaks to the social landscapes of France because he's Belgium, from Belgium,
Oh,
France.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, I definitely gotta
Stromae.
check him out.
Yep, definitely. And I know you're an author, so like, what books are you writing? And you can tell us a little bit about your book before we move on to our topic.
Sure. Okay. So a little bit about the books that I'm reading right
Mm-hmm,
now. Historical romances, but it's not so much the romance part I'm interested in, the historical one, because all of them are set in America. So it's talking about the how hard it was after slavery to come and build up your towns and the difficulties they would face, like with voting and with farming unions and getting like leases and things to build and other stuff. So those are the type of books I'm reading right now. And about my book, Raw Sword is as the literature students say a catharsis
can you say
of
the name
emotion.
again? That's so I'm not gonna bleed that out. Can you say the name again?
My book, Raw Sword. Right. So it was just the only emotions was feeling since I started writing when I was 18, straight up until 22, because none of the poems that I wrote when I was 23 are in the book.
Okay.
Even though I turned 23 before I released the book. So between the ages of 18 and 22, everything was feeling, whether it was hate, disgust, desolation, vulnerability, happiness, love. Most of them are on like the darker side. I think
Mm-hmm.
the best poems originate from some type of break or breakdown or, for lack of a better word right now, trauma.
Yeah.
So it's not a dark book, but it tapped into a lot of those what people would call undesirable in
The taboo
emotions.
topics, like the taboo emotions, because we
Yeah.
are we think that we supposed to be happy all the time. But again, this podcast, the name of this podcast says it alone. Like sip happens, and when sip happens, you just gotta go through. Like my slogan for the show is like, in a world full of shit, don't forget to sip, because bad stuff will happen, regardless of if you do it to yourself or not. It's
Mhm.
just a life. We just gotta roll with the punches and accept that. Again, that's life. Sip happens. can't get away from it. It will happen to each and every one of us,
It's
to the
true.
best of us.
And for me,
Yeah,
it's still much better when I write about it. I just feel like I
exactly.
started really,
So
you really don't be instantaneous, but yeah.
and you can find your book where, like, are you on Amazon with your book? Have you self-published it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I self-published on Amazon last year. It officially went out on September 9th, 2020. So you can order it
Okay.
on Amazon. It's not in ebook format right now, so you can only order paperback, but I'm working on the ebook. Other
Okay.
than that, I have very few copies here because I had a book launch last year and everything,
Wow.
and a lot of books sold. So I was very proud of that. So now I only have a few copies because I actually got them into
God.
bookstores as well, and they sold from the bookstore that I have in it. So I have about, I would say, 6 copies left right now, and I have some orders for those too. So
Okay. I need a
I
copy,
think
so you have 5 books remaining.
that's fine.
Definitely need a copy, and I encourage you guys to think I would put when I'm editing where to find Irija because Irija is on IG, so am I. Right? So
Mhm.
that's 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 interesting. Raw soul. Sorry, raw soul. Cause
Yes.
and the word in which I said before is actually another Bayesian word, which would be for another episode. So let's actually get into our topic. And before we do that, as I like to say, I would like to introduce my topic with my slogan. And my slogan again for my podcast is "In a world full of shit, don't forget to sip." And on that note, I am going to uncart my Verdi. Irita, what are you drinking? Like, show us. Like, are you drinking anything? Because you can't come on the show and not drink anything. That's, you
I
know.
have my glass right
Ah,
here,
uh
waiting to sit.
huh. You sit without me. Oh my God, you have no manners.
Oh, it was one is that for the only one.
All right, so let's
I'm
do a
sorry.
virtual cheers. Let's do a virtual cheers. Ah, very good. By the way, this is episode 5, so thank you for coming through. So, sip
Okay.
happen.
SipHappen.
Ah, so let's go, guys, because this is a very interesting topic that I thought of, and I was like, you know what, this is going to be good. This is actually going to let me cover down my thing because I may get real spicy. And this is a very good one. So, I'm drinking. Let me tell you people what I'm drinking. I'm drinking raspberry sparkling. Sorry, can't read. Sparkletini Verdi.
hmm
Yes, I am drinking Verdi. What are you drinking?
This is natural wine, plum.
You you made it?
Oh no, it was made, but not by me.
And Barbados is famous for making those things. Like we have a lot of fruits and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So let's go on. Our topic for today that we will be discussing on our podcast is why women kill. Why women kill. You're a woman, so this is going to be interesting. It's very, very interesting because we're going to count this every possible angle, guys. And the beautiful thing is we have a little alcohol, so some of the content may be a little adulterated, so let's bear with us. I feel like Adele, because Adele has no chill when it comes to curse words. Adele just let them loose. So that's our topic. Why women kill. In a world full of shit, don't forget to sip. So the very first thing, when I was looking at the topic, it says criminologists say when a woman kills, it is often for different reasons from men, right? And the very first thing that came to mind, the very first question that I want to pose to us as we discuss the topic, and you can tell us what you think in the description below, in the comment section, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Are the reasons given by women for killing someone different from those used by men to justify murders they commit? Do you think that? Do you think that women give different reasons for killing people than men?
Yeah, I do believe that, and I think a lot of what is drive women to kill is, the term, feel hell have no fury like a woman
A
scorn.
woman's scorn? Amen. Cheers to
Right.
that.
Well, I think a lot of that is doing it like women kill women too. So I think women killing is the more emotional, yeah,
Hmm.
emotionally driven.
That's interesting. So like, but if it is emotionally driven, is it justifiable? Because we're saying like what? So we're asking the notion of reasons given by women, and we're not looking at the justifications of those reasons. So is emotion okay for? Because and then are we saying that men don't have emotion?
Oh no, I think what I was trying to say is that women are more into their feelings and like act based off of emotions than men. I mean, men do it too, but
Mm-hmm.
how do I explain this? I think you really have to like really hurt her get through to a woman, or she could just be a demon too. But a woman to like kill a man. So you don't hear women killing men, like how you hear men killing women.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on both sides is emotion involved because anger is an emotion, and the majority of the
Yeah.
killings by men is due to anger, unless it's like psychosis. So
Mm-hmm.
I might have to retract that statement. I guess women will probably like cry out the emotions or do other things first, but for men it might be like straight to rage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my
So
view, not yeah.
But I do agree. I mean, men, because if we're looking at the gender roles, and that's another question I have further on down, but doesn't matter. If we're looking at gender roles, men are not given the opportunity to work out their feelings emotionally as women are, and especially here in the Caribbean where we're from, we are not taught how to handle our situations, our emotions. We are not allowed to cry or show love to our brothers. It's deemed as something as taboo and forbidden. Whereas a woman can be more in tune. It's more in tune. It's more woman-like to be in tune with your emotions and not necessarily manly. So, for example, when a woman is really at her wit's end, and it's not necessarily on a psychosis state, as you said, a woman then legit she's at her wits end. So what else is there to do but than to kill? I'm just saying that. I'm just thinking that. So because she has gone through so many emotions, because from a young age she has been given that opportunity to trash out her emotions. For her to be at that point
Correct.
means that she has exhausted all of the emotions before this. For me, because I don't think that a woman innately gets up to go and kill. I mean, there are
I
the
agree.
few that will, what, I just, like, like a domestic chore. Killing is a domestic chore for me. But the average woman don't necessarily set out to kill. And even sometimes when they do kill, they have that immediate sense of regret. Because, again, I think they've exhausted the list of emotions, as they think it's kind of unbearable, right? Because I was watching something on TV, and the woman, saw her husband of many years with a younger woman, and she drove over him. I mean, but she drove. Oh yeah, she drove over him. She reversed, but she did it more than once, and that was the damaging thing in the court case. Because if she had did it once, then it would have been a crime of passion, because she was in the moment, she was angry. But the mere fact that she did it again means that
Heated.
she had some sort of control over her rational being. So like, but then how? My question: how then do you justify me doing something more than once? For example, the same thing that I said, the scenario: the woman driving over her husband. I mean, this is somebody you've been married for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and they're with a younger woman at work. When I'm cheating on you, you caught them. You don't think like running them over like three, four, five, six times would be justifiable? Sip happens.
Um, Justifiable. I guess if you the woman, if you
Hmm.
use your shoes at the time, but when you really look at it from the outside perspective, you see how it look. It look like
Yeah.
you can tell that is revenge driven for sure.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't go as far as to say it's justified unless I like try to put myself in her shoes and feel the emotion. And that's something I do a lot when it comes to women too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when you look at it from the outside looking in, it look kind of ruthless.
Yeah,
But then if you take into consideration what she would have gone through,
they
as you said, like
friend, they were
women with emotions,
married.
yes, and the
You
emotion
know,
that she probably
let's
didn't
say
get a
she
chance
had
to
three or
release
four
at the time.
miscarriages in the marriage, and he, you know,
Exactly.
all of those things, right? And
Build up. Hmm.
which now segue into another question that I find very intriguing. How do we view female killers?
I think people don't view female killers that seriously. It is
Um,
I think it is be something like, oh look at she, they got she for that, like real
mhm.
malandra. I don't think people take female killers that seriously because it don't take seriously coming from a woman first of all. A lot of the
Mhm.
times, unless it's like something real gruesome, you have to be saying
Mhm.
real gruesome. Somebody take you seriously, but if it's just like a little killing, they will be like, oh, well that body do something or something like that. But then you can think of it as like, whoa, a woman killed. It's not really taken that seriously to me. What do you think?
Um, we all know we're not condoning murder or anything on the show, but when a woman kills, it's always, oh my God, she's the um what is the word I'm looking for? The revengeful ex-wife or the side chick or whatever. You know, it's always some sort inferior to the man. She's not seen as like, oh my God, we need to fear her. Because okay, if we hear a
At
serial killer,
all.
if we hear a serial killer, the policeman always think is a man. You know, like real heinous crimes. The detectives will always assume they will always profile it as a man. A woman is never given that opportunity.
Correct.
And I'm saying we're not condoning like murder. We're not saying we're advocates of murder. No, but the degree in which men are given the attention and the what the I'm not okay air quotes respect that men are given for murdering, women aren't. It's always like, oh my God, like who hurt her? Did she defend herself or did she have to defend herself? Was she raped and then that happened? So it
Right.
was
That's the
all
first
yeah.
thing
So
that
it's always out of a concern um approach as opposed to, oh my God, this woman is ruthless. What we would then apply those descriptive terms to a man. That is never given. So like, I think that we see women as, oh my God, like we empathize with you, my dear. It just so happened that you had to kill somebody.
yep.
Yeah. And this has nothing to do with if a woman kills another man. You know, a woman kills another woman is always because of a man. It always ties back to a man. We don't give
Correct.
women that opportunity to say, I want to be ruthless or evil, conniving, you know. So again, that gender construct kind of limits the perception that we have of women and women murderers. I don't think that it's taken seriously. I really
Me
don't.
either.
Yeah.
Mm.
And another question: does mental issues lead women to kill only? Because it seems that way. For some of the things I've been
Only
watching, it seems that a lot of people always try to tie mental issues as a scapegoat for to soften the blow for women murderers. You know, she lost her senses. She was not thinking rationally. But when it comes to a
ah,
man, it's like, okay, he killed, so let's give him the highest sentence. But like going through the cases, you would find out women's like, okay, was the husband cheating? Was she raped again? You know, was she thinking
very
rationally?
true.
You know, so like, does mental issues really lead women to kill? Like, is that the only contributing factor that women say, I can become a murderer or what's not because I have mental issues?
In my opinion, not at all. I guess a lot of the times that's it because we were not talking about how women are emotional beings and at all the emotions and when you look back at it, the emotional actions might not really match up like to
Mm-hmm.
logical thinking or even rational like actions. So I think it's the emotions behind it that's lead to a lot of this I lost my train of thought.
Have you been drinking?
No,
I've been
all he could
drinking.
think was
I've
sleep
been
and then
drinking. But yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think that mental issues is the only contributing factor. I mean, women are human beings too, and they will experience things the way they think because of experience and stuff like that. But I mean, women can be ruthless as men too as well. You know?
exactly, people are
Yeah.
people.
People are people. Because when we look at gender constructs varies because like okay, in some uh places or spaces, um, polygamy where you can have more than one person is okay, but in some spaces it's not. So like gender ideas and gender constructs, and then with everybody, you know, accept well, not necessarily accepting, but with the LGBTQ movements happening a lot more, we have to now rethink and repurpose our idea of what does it mean to be a man and woman. Yeah. So like mental issues leading women to kill. Yeah, I really don't think so. I mean,
I think that
it's a good
also that too
scapegoat.
making women look just as soft as people is naturally view them as the
Hmm.
fact that you think that you don't have it in you that you the only thing that could possibly bring you to kill is something mental. That to me that making women look like
I,
not adding to the
inferior
help me out here.
aspect.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Mm.
oh my God. Again, like, I feel like men are glorified for killing. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Like, even from the detective, like, the
It's
way how
true.
which they speak and they handle the interviews for, like, Ted Bundy. Because I was watching, I sent you the link to the first female serial killer. And like the way in which they were questioning her obviously led to the whole notion of mental issues. Like, I think they were trying to poke and find out what was her mental stability like. And I was
Yes,
wondering
because
if
they
they would have
always think
asked
it's
those same
mental.
questions to Ted Bundy
I don't.
or yeah.
No, I don't. Because he type of killing wasn't. I was saying that before. I think they were probably
Yeah.
asked.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't like we trying to let you know that you mental by letting you know that you mental type way of interviewing for Ted Bundy. Well, Sam the link, which I will post so that everyone can see. It was 60 minutes, a 60-minute interview with Aileen Wastroner or something like that. I can't remember her name. Um, a next question that I have, the role of the woman and its linked to murder. And I'll explain that because um, when we look at, again, this is the whole gender construct thing coming out again. Women are nurturers, and if you are nurturing, that means you're looking at preserving life and giving life and bringing life and bear of life. So, what does the role of the woman? Uh, can it play a role in their way of murdering? Because for a woman to bring someone into life and then take it, can they match up? Because again, we know women to be the caretakers of the household.
Can it match up? I don't want to say no, but I don't want to say
Mm-hmm.
yes. I think I will have to like really delve into some research for that particular
Mm-hmm.
question because I don't want just going blind and not talking foolishness or sounding silly.
Blame it on
So
the
what do you
alcohol.
think?
um, what I would say is it goes back to what we've been saying previously. The reason why that question is asked is because women are more rational thinkers or appear to be more rational thinkers because they're more in tune with their emotions. And it does have a part in terms of why they would kill because women are intrinsically they bring life into this world. So for a woman to murder, um, it would really mean that this woman was at her wits and I think that does it because like a woman necessarily don't get up to, for me to murder. Like there are different crimes women commit, right? But murder for me, um, because of the role in which they play in raising our society, murder is not necessarily something that is in alignment with their way of living. It's
Ah,
always like a self defense, or it would be like a last resort Again, some people then attribute to the mental side. She had a mental breakdown, mental issues coming into play again as well. So that is why a woman would then murder, right? I mean, yeah. So like the role of the woman in society for me, plays a part in determining whether that woman will commit murder or not. I mean, there are times when women will think about it, and I mean, but they don't really act on it. A man will act on it and then be like, oh shit, I should not have done that. And then be like, what my podcast is
True.
named, SipHappens. Like, oh my God, what did I just do? And you would find, and here in Barbados, we've had some series of domestic abuse where the man will go and kill the woman and then go and kill himself first, which should be the opposite way
Yeah.
around. Kill yourself first and then go kill the woman. Right? So the mere fact that the women are always on the receiving end of the domestic abuse suggests that their role has some sort of correlation to whether or not they will become murderous women. I think it lessens the percentage, and that's why the percentage of women murders and serial killers are so low, because women now looking to bring life and to maintain life. They don't have time with murdering.
I see where you coming from for real.
Yeah. And then again, we touch on the gender construct for women. So I guess we can tie that into my next question. We can look at gender constructs, and then we can look at what are the motives for women, for murderous women, for committing murder. Or do you think some of the motives are? Like, what would make you kill? You're a woman.
It will have to be something that is really, really unforgivable, because I brush everything under the rug and move on. It's like, but it will have to be something that I can shake, something that somebody do to me that haunting me mentally, emotionally. Yeah, that'll probably. Yeah.
So let's say you come home from a hard day of work, and your husband has a young woman in your bed and making mad love to her in your home. You're married for say 15 years, because we're quite young. Married 15 years. Talk us through. What would you do?
What would I do? I think that's one of those situations where you have to be in the moment to know. But I know that, it's very quick to fly off last Saturday. So I ain't entirely sure. I hear picturing it in my mind.
And you look so calm. That's so scary though. You look so calm and picturing this thing, right?
I just picture it for real. I think I will move calm in the situation too. Like, I read this story about how in this same exact situation, this woman come home and find, I think it was she husband or boyfriend, one of two, and she realized that he was with another woman, and what she do is she just drive off and left. I think she took pictures first. She drive off, she left, she moved into a different state, she changed her number, she called all she friends and she family and tell them, well, this is what he do, so I didn't want he get through to me. And he never know where she went goes for him. He can't find she on social media nor in person. He cannot find she. He didn't know where he was going up to know, and he didn't know what happened to really do. I think that's one of the situations where I remove the doctor.
Women are famous. Women are very famous for that. Because when a woman is done, she's completely done. And when a woman moves, I know when a woman moves, like you don't know, like I know stories personally where the boyfriend comes home and sees an empty house, not a trace. You would never know a woman lived there. I mean, and that is like, I don't know. It's just like when y'all fit, and y'all would stay with a man like say 3 months, 4 months down the road, and y'all done, y'all done with that man everything. Y'all just waiting for that opportune time to get the hell out of there. Anyways, it happens. But the motives for me for women and why women would kill, again, I'm going on the media, what was said to me through media. coming up as a youngster and stuff like that, and what we see in movies. The number one thing is like for me is like obviously the crimes of fashion
For sure.
and insurance. Obviously if you have a sugar daddy who worth millions,
Yeah, like what my dear
you
tell you
know,
to do.
yeah, give him the best sex of his life, give him a heart attack,
Or
and
bake a, what you say, a bake a sweet potato pie. And this is
uh,
not what I plan to do. This is just me reiterating for the heard.
we are just well informed.
Yes.
Right? So we are not speaking from um, personal experiences or
At
things
all.
that we are planning to do. Right? So, I mean, those are the two things like crimes of passion. The woman came home, find her husband doing XYZ, whatever, boyfriend, whatever the case may be. Um, and then sometimes, obviously, for insurance. But funny enough, when I was doing my research before your show, I saw nothing of mental issues. Nothing.
Ah,
Nothing. Which is
okay.
interesting.
Food for thought.
Which is, yeah. So it's just mainly crimes of passion. Let me guess. Yeah, they poor. Crimes of passion. I can't believe I already sitting down here drinking a whole bottle of birdie. Anyways, God is good.
Take it easy.
Crimes of passion and insurance benefits. I mean, if you gotta get the coin, SipHappens.
It's true.
It's all work. Um, are men more violent than women?
Yeah.
You was very fast to say yeah.
Because we think about it. I think about it in real life, and then like I don't really always go based on statistics, but
Mm-hmm.
if statistics are real life, like from observations, oh God, from observations, I realize that yeah,
That women, I think, women can be as violent as men, but they don't show it
yeah, I
because
think the whole back.
women can do some very evil like ruthless things.
Yeah, something even more evil than the man, but I
Yeah,
think it's not as common. That's what you should say. It's
yeah.
just not as common, but it's
You
certainly
you
not
you
impossible.
as we said earlier, like women hardly ever act out on the things in which they can do to a man, and so, as we said,
Hmm.
there are way more heinous, just as heinous as what a man would do to a man. But
They would
do you
definitely
think,
think it.
yeah, but I don't have this question here, but in talking, do you think that a man killing a woman is different than a man killing a man and a woman killing a man and a woman killing a woman? Do you think there's a
Um,
difference? Do you think that
yeah, that has to be different.
a man may be more not as violent in his way of killing a woman, be more
Okay.
respectful and reserved than
Hmm.
killing a man?
No, it seems like then, um, and they just this is just me talking. It seems like then like a man kill a woman, it's be a lot of like rage involved. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't just hear men kill it and then like, well, I kill you and I done with that. I feel as they want to put the all into it, but it's just a little, strangulation or
Mm-hmm.
stabbing. I think. Um, when a woman kill a man, no. Wait, same thing. Once is the opposite sex. I feel like this really trying to put them all or them hurt and them emotions into it. A man killing a man, no, sometimes do that without thinking, because um, I think men don't really care for other men.
Mm-hmm.
Like no regard for the life that not I mean in general. I mean like when you kill another man, you got no regard for you like you bad. You
Yeah.
showing that you
Mm-hmm.
bad, you kill him. But women killing women, more often than not, sad to say, it's something to do with a man or
Yeah.
like jealousy. So I yeah, that's different. Women killing women that would be something serious. I think that might be a little worse than a woman killing
Yeah,
a
because
man.
I think we had a case in Barbados just like a day or two ago where two young ladies were in an altercation and one ended up
Right.
stabbing the other. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I think it'd
that's.
be real different with a woman killing a woman.
Mm-hmm. Why do you
But
think a
I
woman would
wanted
kill a
to
woman? Do you think because it's the same things that we discussed, like um, for like jealousy purposes. You know, you take away my husband,
Mm-hmm.
my boyfriend. I see you as
Or
a
that you could be
threat.
just jealous of what the person has too. Like jealousy is
Mm-hmm.
a feeling that is really trump all else. Like
Mm-hmm.
jealousy can trump hatred. Let me
It
tell you.
cancels your rational thinking. Shut it down.
Yeah, that is not a woman. Jealousy, just is literally. I think that's literally some seriously heinous killing.
Wow, interesting. Um, I think you're gonna love this question. I think you're gonna love this question. Are women murderers stereotypes?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah, I think they're boxed in. Like, I still think that they have that damsel in distress. Like, we need to save this woman because it's like something like an out of character thing. Like, she's acting out
Yeah,
of character. Like, why are you here before the court for killing? Like, what is wrong?
yeah,
Is there
something
like
must
was
be
he a
wrong.
yeah, like something must be wrong. But when it's a man, it's like, oh my god, all right, let's get him the highest death penalty or whatever. Like, let's get him locked away. But before we
Or
lock
like
away the woman,
classic
we gotta
man.
find out. Yeah, we gotta find out if she was raped. You know, we go back to her history to find out she was abused at age 4, and this one is
Mhm.
45 now. You know, like what traumatic experiences did she go through as a teenager? Is she suffering from what is that thing where you have like a bad pregnancy and you have like a what if not PT, post traumatic syndrome?
Postpartum.
Post yeah, like is she suffering from that? You know, is it that she's jealous of the wife or the
Just
ex
exhaust all
woman?
the reasons. In other words.
Yeah, you actually go through step by step and you actually see her as a damsel in distress. And again, we are not justifying or saying that we condone, but I mean, like, if you're going to give men that sort of glorification, why can't the woman then get that too as well? And then, as I
Yeah.
said, for heinous crimes, men are all like a lot of people always think it's a man. A woman is never given that opportunity to say, you know what,
No.
yeah, a woman can't commit certain crimes if becoming of a woman to commit certain crimes. And the last question, how do women kill?
How you mean like the method?
Yes, the
I
methods,
think.
like how did they go about achieving murder?
Yeah. Well, the got a lot of stabbing. Hardly ever you will hear like a woman kill and it'd be like something like choking or strangulation because you know like men are more like strong, men stronger than
Mm-hmm,
women. I wouldn't say like mentally or anything, but I
mm-hmm,
would say definitely physically. So
mm-hmm.
uh, a woman will not really be in a place to like choke a man. So I think poisoning is the head one.
That's it.
Poison,
That's it. I actually have the answer there. Yeah, that's the
and
answer.
then like something like stabbing if they get the opportunity to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those would be the top two for me.
Yeah, it's actually 2.5 of the killings of murder done by women is done by poison. So 2.5%. It's a little bit more than men. But they're saying that men do use poison too as well. Men poison. But
Yeah,
as you
on
said,
themselves
men,
after them kill the women.
yeah. But I think because a woman is for me, I am just going based on what is presented to me through the media. Women will sit down and plan,
It's
and the
true,
poison will
very
not kill you
meticulously.
immediately. So they will cut the meals, they would whatever, and put, and it's a gradual process. But for a man, it's always quick, done deal.
Yeah,
And
as soon as it come into your head.
mm-hmm, the first serial killer woman, she actually shot the people, and she was trying to explain that she did not shoot them in her temple. It was not as heinous as other men would do. Again, you get the whole. There was some sort of reverentness when it came to how she killed the men because she was a night walker, a lady of the night,
Ah,
and yeah, so she killed 7 men. And when you watch the interview, because I will post the link as I said, when you watch the interview, you see you assume that there is some sort of aspect of mental issues going on, but she chose to shoot them, and I'm like, okay, wow, interesting, very very interesting.
You know what's interesting too? I read a book. I don't know if anybody would know this author. Actually, they should. Sydney Sheldon, and there's this book called Tell Me Your Dreams, and it was about um, men were being murdered. I think it was again
Mm-hmm.
strangled and castrated. Yeah, that was the MO. So they was trying to figure out who it was, and there were no leads, but it was the same modus operandi every time. And then come to find out it was this little quiet girl that used to work at this computer place, and she had MPD, multiple personality disorder. So she didn't know that she
Wow,
was doing killings though. She didn't know that she was doing the killing. But
it
when
really
they
happened.
tap back into her childhood, they realized seven straight up until like 19. And so or all the men too have like tried to like advance in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime, even if it wasn't like an advance, because in one of the personalities, she was very loose, kind of
Sorry, she
like
was what?
loose,
Oh, she was
and she loose,
sexual.
yeah. So right, and she used to make a like a whole like production out of it. So
She was
even
an
though that,
entrepreneur.
yes, though she, even though she really encourage it, like if them decide to, if the man in question decide to follow her lead, you would just see that same person castrated and strangled the next day. And it was all because of the abuse from her father. At the end of the
Oh
book,
wow.
now she get all the three personalities that she had out of the system. She said she want to move on, and her father had just remarried and adopted a little girl. So that's what the come to find out too, because when I find out the find out because she said she father trained up a little girl in the air and she snapped. So that's how they come to find out that there was something else going on with her other than she just randomly tripping and spinning into personality. So in the end, when the exercise the personalities out of her system, she said she was good. No, she just want to move on and continue with her life. She just went and buy a train ticket, and there was a particular song, one of the personalities, the evil one, which was the loose one that used to sing. She started to sing that, and that's how you know she was. And the ticket was for where she father was now living with the stepdaughter, and he was
Oh dear.
going to do the
And the book
same thing.
ended there.
Yep, that's not good.
What is the name of the book
Tell
again?
me your dreams.
Tell Me Your Dreams, guys. Definitely a must read. Definitely a must read by
Sydney
Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Sydney Sheldon. Interesting. But that's, I mean, again, shit really, really, really happens. Like shit that's really happened to a lot of people. And I mean, who are we to really justify? Because we are not really in the things. I mean, because of like ethics and morals and stuff like that, we may say as wrong. But again, who are we really to justify? I mean, if you are
Just
in that case, just talk to somebody really realistically because it doesn't really benefit you in the long run unless you really have to do it in self-defense. And I'm not going into the stereotype that women are inferior and need protecting, but both parties, right? Because it's very, very interesting because women kill, as we know, because of the media things that happen. You know, they're inferior, they're weak compared to men physically. Um, it's always a crime of passion or whatnot, but let's really look and see what we can do to assist both parties and not necessarily try to educate one gender because we would tell girls
agree.
not to wear particular things and dress a certain way. Why not just tell everybody to respect each other and show how we can
Exactly. Because it does not start with
communicate?
just the
Yeah, yeah, because and you're not girls are not coexisting with other girls. Not that women only kill men, but women kill other women. But we have to teach each other how to coexist with the same gender and the opposite gender. And I think that
right.
that's,
I agree.
you know, that can combat murders on both parts, from the man's side and from the woman's side. So, I mean, yeah, women kill because they want to kill, regardless.
Yeah.
If you don't do something that you don't really want to do, ish. Sometimes, I mean, there's certain jobs that, I mean, okay, that varies. That line varies, but
It's
yeah,
sensitive.
yeah. Anything that you wish to say before we conclude in terms of this whole why women kill or whatever?
Um, I think, well, I can make this general statement. I think every woman that has ever lived has entertained the thought of killing either a
Mm-hmm.
man
Mm-hmm.
or or even another
Another
woman
woman.
at some point. And if it hasn't happened yet, I believe it though. Even if it's a fleeting thought, even if you
Mm-hmm.
pretend that it happened. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
me.
pretty much. Pretty much. You can let us know in the comments below, guys. I will create a Facebook discussion because I think that this is a very interesting topic to see. Oh, and that, one thing that we could have discussed, but I forgot. Race. Like what particular type of race woman kills? Is it Hispanic? Is it black? Is it white?
Mm.
Mm. Does race have a contributing factor in why
For
women kill?
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure. It must. I'm saying it must. That's what I think. I really gotta do some research on that. I still have.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, is what I want for this podcast is to open up discussions on taboo topics, and again, I open up. That would be our parting question for the chat room. I will create a chat room on Facebook. Does
Mhm.
race play an integral role in determining whether a woman will kill or not? Does a particular race have the highest percentage of women murderers? Yeah, that's that's interesting. So guys, it has been a heck of a time. We had a little technical issue with earlier, but we work around it because we are resilient young black people.
That's right.
Um, it was an enjoyable pleasure. Look at the bottle now. Look at my bottle. Would you say I'm a rum drinker? A drunkard?
Yeah. It's
No.
definitely on the way.
All I can say is SipHappens, and I was really enjoying the conversation. I really wanted to be back more, but thanks be to God. So, and I love Birdie. I love Birdie, actually. I'm a Birdie fan. I love the green one. I'm like, yeah, so if Birdie wants to sponsor this podcast, just drop me a message. Definitely. But Verdi isn't sponsoring, but I'm drinking Verdi in this episode, in this podcast. So you can link us on IG. I will put all of those in the description below for you to follow. And to give you guys the opportunity to discuss and ask questions where um questions that y'all wanted to ask or anything like that, and we can respond. But again, I want to thank Arija. Arija, I really appreciate having you here. I mean, mad respect from one artist to another. I'm really, really flattered that you actually said yes. I mean, because I messaged you on ID and I was like, you want to be part of my podcast? And before I could even send the message, you was like, yes.
For sure. I always down for it and like use the energy that I like. So I don't think
Oh my god. Oh my god.
like
Shut up. All right. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Arija. I am honored. I am really honored. And congrats on your book, guys. She has a book, Caribbean young Barbadian author. We've just went Republic. We are recording the day after we've gone Republic, but you know, create the arts now because Rihanna is now a national hero. The arts now has been given some more attention and much more attention than it needs, especially here in Barbados. So support, support. She has 5 more books, initially 6, but I will be buying a copy. So she has 5 more books, physical copies. She also has her book on Amazon.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
on Amazon.
and
Paperback
it's
though.
for paperback, but we are currently working on getting hardback. What about Kindle? What
Yeah,
is
that's
paper?
what I mean. Kindle ebook. Are you working on the electronic
Oh, it
copies?
is ebook. You have it. You can download ebook, buy it
I don't
on
have it
Amazon.
yet. The only way you're going to get it is a physical copy. So when you place the order on Amazon, you're going to get the actual book shipped. But I've been having a little bit of a hard time formatting it for Kindle, but it should be up quite soon.
Okay, very very good. So look out for that. And you're writing a new book.
Yes, and ironic for me book is about women. Things that women went through, the men in the
Mm-hmm.
women's life that impact them and alter their thinking and their actions. So it's some drama, but it's not only drama, it's very informative too because it deals with a lot of female health issues as well and how those
Mm-hmm.
impact their lives and
Mm-hmm.
how they impact other women too, just to show, both sides of the spectrum, how they interact with men and how they interact with women and their children and yeah. It follows oh my god, it's nine?
Sorry.
Nine different. I was trying to remember if it's nine women, relates to nine women that is followed. Yeah, nine. It's the odd
Oh
number.
wow. Wow. That is interesting. I too am writing a book also about women because I know I'm doing literature because I'm doing my master's in lit. Um, Back in the day, women were not writing. Any books that were written about women were done by men. The
Yeah.
man was always writing from the women's perspective, which is ironic. And you would know that if you study literature. So now you know. So you're
Yeah.
welcome.
A lot of
Yeah.
the plays, the
Yeah.
female characters were played by
Played
men.
by men. Yeah.
Man.
So the role of the woman was not seen in the creative aspect. So mad respect for you of shattering that what you call that boundary. I think I need to stop drinking, but I'll continue.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I am looking forward. This will not be the last time you'll be seeing Arija as my co-host. So we have lots more coming up in terms of future episodes. This is just one of many. And it was a pleasure having you as my co-host, as I said.
Thank
You can
you for
follow us on our social media. Again, we just pretty much had a little drink and beverage as we discussed why women kill. And you are free, more than free, to tell us what you think about the episode, leave a review, uh, share, subscribe, follow us. Just lend your support wherever you possibly can and tell us. We are also open up to criticisms, positive ones. So, what do you think can be improved? Definitely. So, thank you guys for coming and watching and sipping with us. And
it.
on that, to sit. So, thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
very much. Bye bye.
Till next
And
time.
next time.